rough beginning of a triangle pose. And one of the key places to be concerned about in a triangle pose is the inner knee. If the inner knee is rotating in, if I turn my pelvis too much, my inner knee will turn in, unless I engage muscles of the right outer hip in this case, to hold it in place. If my knee turns in, I can overstretch the medial collateral ligament, and about 80% of the knee problems come from overstretching the medial collateral ligament. You can't get an ACL tear if you have a really strong medial collateral ligament or sartorius. So it's important that this is not stretched. There's no good that comes from stretching this. It's okay to stretch directly behind in this area. Not okay to stretch here. So the idea is I want to make sure that even if foot doesn't look quite as attractive as you might like, you want to make sure that the center of the knee is pointing toward the center of the foot. That's very safe to do. So as I'm in this position, there's something else that happens in triangle that usually isn't considered. Most people think, well, I'll turn my pelvis toward the ceiling, turn my chest toward the ceiling, but there's no twist when you do that, which means support for the lower spine is not optimal. If I'm creating a twist, I strengthen the muscles that wrap around the waist, and so I decompress the lower spine. So one of the things that would be nice is if my chest is turning toward the ceiling, and I'm going to leave my head looking down so that I'm not armoring muscles along the side of the neck. Just let the head relax down. And as I'm in this position looking down, if I turn my chest toward the ceiling and then I turn my pelvis toward the floor, just to make sure that there's no stress on the inside of the knee. Lengthen the side of the waist. That means my right hip goes back, right rib cage reaches forward. Notice I'm not trying to stretch here. If I stretch here, then I compress the lower side. This leg is carrying the most weight. This leg needs the most support. So I want to lengthen this side of the spine. So as I'm in this, rib cage dropping down means my lower rib cage is reaching toward the foot, hip reaching away. So I make this longer. So again, as I'm in this position, chest turns toward the ceiling, pelvis turns toward the floor. Lengthen, in this case, right side of the waist. Take the arm up. And I'll have tremendous inter-abdominal pressure, which will tend to decompress the spine, strengthen the muscles, which will support the lengthening of the lower spine. So that's a good way to work triangle. If I just brace my hand down and lean on that hand, it's okay to have a block. But the idea is not to lean on the block. You can lightly touch if you need to begin carrying some weight coming down somewhere near the ankle if you can manage. If you feel it in the hamstring, you bend the knee. Because if I'm feeling it in the hamstring, you're going to be, the hip will typically not open, you will armor the back of the leg. And what I really want, I want the upper quadricep